I'm not trying to call out Kylie's doctor or anything.
I am. Let's call her out on pod.
Let's call her doctor now.
Don't you like how I assume the doctor is a woman?
She is.
Mind fuck.
Kinda dropped off all the things I love. Like I need a traffic jam to keep in touch. I can't focus on the words unless my hands are busy. I can't give up on the world or I will leave this city. And it's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I write it down and let it go. And it's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single note.
Hello, and welcome to Way Too Broad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculous, excitable grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hello, Hannah. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hey, Ben. How are you feeling, baby Ben?
I'm fine. I'm mostly just tired now.
Do you want to tell the listeners what happened to you this last week?
I'll talk about it for my obsession.
Oh, right. Cool. Right, because what else have you been doing? Cool.
It's true.
We're doing a Friday happy hour edition. We're very excited to be back. I am. Ben's tired. I'm excited.
I'm tired and excited. How about that? I'm like the Venn diagram center of you two.
Yeah. And I'm in a good mood, folks. I'm ready. And I got such an obsession. Oh my G. Oh my G.
I think I know what it is.
I think you probably do. Okay, let's do what am I drinking? Me. What am I drinking?
What are you drinking?
I have two drinks. One is Spindrift non-alcoholic mango orange. And the other one is a cocktail that Ian made me for happy hour. It doesn't have a name. We have to name it. It's lemon juice, whiskey, and rose white tea with some sugar dissolved in it for sweetening.
Ooh. So it's like a kind of a, is it cold?
It's not hot.
Cool?
Yeah.
So it's not a hot toddy, but it's like it's like a cool toddy. Cool rosy toddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool rosy.
It's a cool rosy toddy. He put a little lemon twist in it, which is very cute.
I'm going to call that toddy with the body.
Nice. I like that.
It's really nice. It reminds me of like a cool summer evening in the South.
Please ask Ian what he thinks of my cocktail name.
I think he's in the shower. Ian? Oh, hey. What do you think of this for the cocktail? Toddy with a body.
Sure.
He said sure.
I would also
Oh, yeah. He also, when I asked him what to call it, he sent me a shrug emote. So we could also call it that.
Okay, well, that could be the toddy.
When I was just talking to him, he was naked.
See? This is all working out. I mean, he's the toddy with the body.
Erin, what are you drinking?
I've got two seltzers, and they're both lemon lime, and they're both kind of at the same point.
Are they
They're kind
different
of-
brands or?
No, they're kind of around the same fullness. I just kind of thought I would get thirstier than the half can I had, and so I brought another one, but I have since opened it and drank a good deal of it. So I'm kind of between two cans of seltzer right now. Both have the same flavor.
Wow.
So I'm going to endeavor to drink those.
Two identical cans of seltzer.
Wow.
And then I also have the remnants of a salted caramel latte that I bought yesterday. And so I'm drinking that in hopes of invigorating my Friday spirits.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Ben, with a handheld microphone, because your mic arm broke just as we started recording.
Yeah.
What are you drinking with your one hand?
It's really funny because it sits there all the time. Like this could have happened at any moment, and it just happened right before we started recording.
Did you hit it? Did you hit it?
I move it away from the side of my desk, I guess. But I have water in a pickle jar and also water in a big old water bottle with a cute sticker on it.
Oh, know. I got that sticker for you.
Oh, that's cute.
Kylie decided to put a sticker on it.
That's an Allison Wright original. She's the one who
cute.
did the art for So Dreamy, and I really like her and some of the art in my house.
It's a good
I have
sticker.
to go close the bathroom door real quick. Hold on.
Okay. She can no longer stare at naked Ian without being tempted to shut down the podcast. Too great a temptation.
No, I can't see him, unfortunately, even with the door open. But I was just worried about the noise because he's in the shower. Cool. Great drinks. Great drinks all around.
Good drinks. Oh, do we have an email?
Ooh, I have not checked. Oh, we do. We do have an email. And we have several, but we have one real one from Matilda Alessi. It's an invoice.
That's not it.
Invoice FMGT88436V space WQ.
It's for $465 for Norton 360, and it's definitely
Thank you,
real.
Matilda. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Mild. Is that a good nickname for Matilda?
Nilled?
Mild.
What's the N?
Mild.
Oh, I thought you were saying nilled.
Oh, there's a voicemail too.
Let's listen to it.
Oh, do you know what it is?
Let's listen to it. Oh my god, I just looked up and I was like, who is in my driveway? But it's Molly. She lives here. She's allowed to be in my driveway.
Okay, I think this will work. Here's a voicemail. Here we go.
Yo, have y'all heard of naps? They slap. Just wanted to check in and make sure I got the word out about naps and save the podcast. Okay, thanks.
That nice. Naps are great. Is that you, Erin?
Yeah, that was me.
You know, at first I thought it was Chloe, which makes sense because y'all are related.
Yeah, true that.
Love that, Chloe.
I've been really enjoying naps lately.
But that's a spoiler for your
That's
pod.
a spoiler for my pod.
I mean, for your obsession.
My new podcast.
It's just
Nap
you
slap.
napping.
When you-
I sent Chloe a Marco Polo earlier today that was just me roasting her for a dress that she wore when she was like 12, and she hasn't answered.
Wow. I can't believe she hasn't answered.
Offended. I Marco Polo her a lot, and she doesn't really answer, but she does watch them and then respond to me in real life.
Oh.
So
She answers
I
me
wouldn't worry about
sometimes directly. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because you're on there. She's not answering.
I think she'll get back to you. All right, what's her real email say?
Our real email.
All jokes aside.
Our
All
real,
jokes aside for now.
all jokes
All
aside
jokes
for the
aside.
moment. All jokes a salad, which is a comedy Bang Bang reference.
It is.
Nice. The real email is from our good friend Samantha. I always forget which is which. Is this work, Samantha, or not?
No.
Okay, this is our friend Samantha from who found us on Podcoin. How exciting. Sam. Okay. Hi, guys. I just wanted to share a mini obsession. I recently watched the show Heartstopper on Netflix. It's very gay and the relationships are just so wholesome and sweet. You can really feel the love between the characters. I really enjoyed watching it, and I thought you might too. That's all, Sam.
Wow. Sam is a little psychic, I think, he thinks.
Yeah, I am going to reserve my commentary for my obsession. But I agree. I agree with you. Thank you.
Speaking of gay shows, I do have an upfront that Gentleman Jack Season 2 is on air, coming out one episode at a time on HBO Max. And so far, so good. I've only watched one of them. There's two out. By the time this podcast comes out, I think they come out 10 p.m. Eastern on Sundays, which is too late for me. But I talked about Gentleman Jack first. Episode 89, Beyond the Surf Zone.
89.
So it's been a while.
Been a while.
I freaking love Gentleman Jack.
Freaking love it. And yeah, frick. I've been re-obsessed with Ann Lister anew, so it's been awesome. Check it out.
Were you able to push through on Our Flag Means Death or not? Uh-oh.
Really?
I knew it.
It's fine. I think we got to episode 4, And I'm seeing it, but I just haven't. It's just other stuff's been coming up, including season 9 of Tasky Masky is now on YouTube. So we've been watching that, and what a freaking delight! Have you seen season 9, Ben?
No. We've only seen
Tasky Masky.
I
We've seen
can't
the first
be
5.
Weird about you not being able to get into Gentleman Jack into Our Flag Means Death, because I've tried and I cannot get into Tasky Masky. So
Oh yeah,
Wait,
that's
what?
fair.
Really? I didn't know that about you.
yeah,
That's interesting.
don't really care
I wonder
about
what's wrong with you.
so many things. Like honestly, what else up front?
Listen, I am seeing it after episode 4. I really am seeing it.
That's
But
where
there's
I was
just-
like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
concerned
It's just
that you
something
haven't-
about.
Like if you're not enjoying it by episode 4, I don't know if you're gonna enjoy it. Although has Blackbeard shown up yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're definitely like, they're definitely, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a gay show.
Yeah.
And that's definitely like, they're definitely getting there. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I think it's just something, I think I'm not terribly interested by the whole pirate themes and stuff like that. And there's a bit of extreme silliness to it that, I don't know, it's just not hitting me, like, oh, so hard.
That's all right. That's okay.
Yeah. But I'm not disenjoying it,
I have a small pre-obsession, like a small shout out thing. It's not enough of an obsession to be a whole obsession. Plus I have a bigger one, but as an upfront, I've been really kind of obsessed with like peeling things from my yard. For example, branches.
I'm so glad it was your yard. I was like, could have been something else. Knowing you.
Young branches and saplings. Some of them have like a really satisfying layer of bark that you can just kind of strip off, and it leaves this beautiful white. Usually it's maples. For me, I have a lot of maples in my yard, and they just drop these saplings, and they're doomed to die because they're underneath bigger trees. So I've been cutting those down, and then I started just like stripping them for fun, and now I can't stop. And I've bought some tools to help me continue to, because my nails are like being worn down, because I love to do it by hand and get like every little bit off, but it's too much. Hands weren't built for that. And then they kind of specifically were, but and then also
What?
like hands, they're
do you
tools to
mean?
make things, right? Like this is like one of the most like,
Oh, no. I
What?
cursed her.
what? Am I frozen?
You froze, bud. Yeah, you froze for a second.
Oh,
Your video is
Well-
also getting a little choppy.
huh. You guys are
We
not.
heard hands. They're made to built for builts.
Yeah. Well, like cavemen. That's pretty much all I said.
When you said like specifically, I thought you meant like humans had a specific task we evolved that involved peeling something that we evolved our hands for.
Oh no, I just mean like making tools and stuff.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right. But also there's a really invasive species to the whole country, and also in the UK it's been wreaking havoc for many years, called Japanese knotweed. And it's a big problem because it's incredibly difficult to eradicate. Like nothing kills it, and the root systems run like deep and wide. Like they're just big, and also they proliferate super easily. Like any part of it can like regrow a plant, right? They're just like crazy.
Ooh.
But they're edible. Especially the shoots are really nice. They kind of taste like rhubarb, but maybe a little bit more earthy. And they make a nice little snack, and they make a great like tactile activity because you can like snap them off. They're like hollow inside, and then you peel off the skin and you can just eat them. People also like make pickles out of them and make desserts out of them. They ferment them.
I said
Tactivity.
Tactivity. Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I've been doing that too. But you have to be careful. I want to say this just before I get off this topic. If you're going to try to forage knotweed, make sure that you're not just throwing away the bits that you don't eat. because it can just like, if it goes into a landfill, it might just grow knotweed there, which you don't want. Or like throwing it into your backyard, you'll just get another patch of knotweed. So you have to like neutralize everything that you don't eat by boiling
How do you
it.
do that?
You can boil it, or you can burn it.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's wild.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So have y'all been eating a lot of it?
Not a lot. Like I've been going out every few days, and then we're thinking maybe we'll just do it on the weekends from now on. But like apparently it also freezes really well. So like the only thing I've really been doing is eating it raw, but I could freeze it and then like save it for other recipes and
Didn't
stuff.
Mom say something about you shouldn't eat too much of it or something?
Ian did, because it's got if you're like prone to gout, which I'm not as far as I know, it can like inflame gout if you eat too much of it. I forget what the thing is, but like you shouldn't like have it as a huge part of your diet, but it's not like poisonous or anything. Anything like that.
Just a little gouty.
You should get a little gouty. Some kind of acid, I don't remember. But yeah, look it up.
Your uric acid or something.
Or something. Look it up and see if you have any around you. Maybe you can, as long as it's, it's not so the other thing you have to look out for if you're going to forage it, like outside of your, like the stuff we're eating is from our backyard. I know nothing's been done to it, but if it's out in public, like a lot of public works type things will be trying to poison it actively. So if you forage it from like the side of a public road, that's probably not a good idea because it's probably been treated. So all the fun things.
Cool. I wonder if we have any.
You might. I've definitely seen videos of people specifically in Durham who forage and cook with knotweed. I think it'd be a fun thing to try to pickle. I've heard that it's a really good, because the other thing is when it gets wet, once you've picked it, it can get kind of that like kind of slimy, which is not like the most pleasant. It's not that way when you eat it fresh, but when you cook it, I guess it can kind of re-slime. But when you pickle it, I guess it doesn't. So.
Gotcha.
All right. Should we pop in?
Let's pop.
Oh my God.
I wish I had taken a nap instead of making cookies.
You make cookies?
I made cookies.
For us?
I made chocolate chip cookies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I might make cookies tomorrow or tonight even. Who knows?
Wow.
My advice would be to not make them instead of a nap, but to try to, if at all possible, to do both.
I've napped twice today, so I'm chilling.
Yo. Winning.
All right. So I think everyone knows both what my obsession is and what Ben's obsession is at this point. The only mystery left is Erin's.
Ooh, and I'm last. No, I'm middle.
You're middle. Yeah. But that's okay.
Wait, did we tell people? On last week's book club, did you say why we weren't doing the podcast? So do people know already?
She didn't do a book club.
I did.
Oh.
You did?
Yeah.
Those are not showing up in Molly's feed.
You know what? I noticed they do not show up on the website either, but they show up on some of my other podcatchers. And I think it's because I've been calling them bonus episodes, so they don't like appear in all the places. So I think I need to go back and, although that one time it just didn't publish. I don't know. Like there's some weird stuff with the new publishing, but like
I don't see it, dude. I don't see it at all.
What? Oh, what the hell? What the fuck? All right, hold on.
I was gonna say something to you, but then I was like, oh, she probably just didn't feel like it, which is her right.
No, I fully did it. Like it's here and it says published too. Like there's some shit that happens sometimes. Like it even says released everywhere. May 1st, 12 a.m. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm going to change it to an
weird
episode and see if that fixes it. So the answer is no, Ben. I did say, but I guess nobody heard it. But we said it earlier, so.
Bummer. Sorry, bud. I should have said something.
Yeah, you should say if I say I'm going to do something and it doesn't show up. You don't have to feel bad about talking to me about it. Yeah, that's it. It must be because I've been calling them bonuses. Like, where does it think I want it? If I call it a bonus, why would it not be in the same
where
feed?
where the fuck does it go?
I don't understand. So.
All right, let's see. I want to refresh the website.
Yeah, I can see it
Old
on the
Book
website.
Club all the time. There it is.
Yep.
All right.
So if you were like, what the hell? There was no episode last week. I'm sorry. There was supposed to be. And now it's out there. So it came out 2 days ago when this is released. And it's like 3 more chapters of Ella Enchanted. So don't miss it.
Oh, great.
All right. So pop it into me. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's pop.
All right. So as we all already know, my obsession is Heartstopper on Netflix.
Hell yeah.
Have you seen it, Erin?
No.
I know you'll like
But
this
I'm
one.
excited too.
I know you will. Ben, you've seen it.
I've seen from episode 4 to the end, so the second half of it. Yes. So Kylie started watching it without me because our friend Jonathan and his husband Kyle, but more so Jonathan, very obsessed with Heartstopper. Like more obsessed than I've seen anyone be with anything. I think he's watched it like 7 or 8 times, and also bought all of the books and like all of the merch, and also like read all the webcomics. And
Yeah. It's like a long term.
He's like real deep in it. And so he was trying to get us to watch it. And Kylie started watching it while I was at work, and I came home from work, and she was like, "This is gay. It isn't for you. You're legally not allowed to be in the room." And so I left.
Wow.
But then I came back in for the latter bit, and she explained what I'd missed.
Yeah. So that's basically how I found it. Also, is through Kylie. So I saw it. It's been very like front page of Netflix for a while. Like as soon as it came out, it was plastered all over, which is really, really great to see for such an incredibly gay show. But at first, like the aesthetics were not speaking to me in the moment when I saw it. I was like, I can see this is LGBTQ+. I am interested. I'm seeing people like pitter pattering about it online, but it just is like a lot.
Like rain.
Yeah, like rain.
Like rain on a tin roof.
That's right. But I'm not in the mood for this. It doesn't look like I'm in the mood for it. I don't know why. Just like the aesthetic wasn't speaking to me. And then Kylie posted about it very positively. And then I watched an entire other series of like probably trash reality TV. I don't even know what it was. And then I finally was like, all right, I guess I'll watch Heartstopper. And then I spent the entire like day on Sunday. I don't remember if it was last week or this week. It was this weekend, I think, because I was stripping bark off of branches like I was talking about earlier.
Inside?
No.
Like you were inside doing that?
No, outside. Okay. I do it inside now. I do it over a paper bag, but at the time I was still doing it only out on the deck, and I had my phone with me, and I just had it like propped up, and I was just watching Heartstopper also. And since then I've watched it another like 2 to 3 times, depending on if you count like playing it while I'm sleeping. So so I really love it. Also, it's been like incredibly popular on Netflix. Like it hasn't been officially renewed for a second season, but you literally cannot find the books anywhere. They're sold out everywhere because it's based on a graphic.
Wow.
Well, it's based on a webcomic, which was turned into a graphic novel series. And then I think there's also like a novella that is also like impossible to find right now. All by the same author.
Is that Nick and Charlie? Is that the novella?
Yes. And
which I think came out before Heartstopper, but takes place after Heartstopper. Is that also true?
I don't know much about the books.
That's true.
But I would like to.
I've learned a lot by osmosis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the book.
Ben mimicked like a talking mouth in his ear when he said that. Learned a lot by osmosis.
I didn't realize this when I was watching it, but Rowan Ellis made a video about this show, which I really, really love, and she talked about how why she thinks it was so successful as an adaptation, and like across many different metrics, but like one of the main things when it comes to like representation and storytelling of like young queer love and like just life as a young queer person was that the person who wrote the books and stuff was also the one who adapted it for Netflix and wrote it and like was the kind of like the showrunner for it, and also they cast like queer actors who were the right age, like were the same age as the characters, and who they like actually took input and feedback from about like the characters and the story and like how to make it feel real to like their lives. And I will say, I don't know either way how realistic it really is to what it's like to be a 14-year-old right now. Like I obviously have no way of knowing that. I think it's much more like, you know, upbeat and idealized, and it's like just overall the tone is very like low impact and kind of like happy. Like people have challenges, but they're not like the types of challenges that are going to like ruin their lives or threaten their lives or anything like that. Which obviously can happen to teenagers, especially like if they're in less accepting, parts of the country or world. So I don't, not that it's like particularly realistic, but it's really nice to see teens playing teens, and it's really nice to like see something that was clearly crafted with so much love and consideration towards the groups that they're portraying. It's got a ton of incredible representation. I don't want to give too much of it away because a lot of the dynamics kind of develop over the course of the series, but there are like a multitude of different types of queer relationships, like through it across the cast. And like, I guess in the books there's like a much tighter focus on Charlie and Nick, who are like the main two who are like, young teen boys falling in love. But then in the show, it really feels much more like an ensemble thing because there are like, you just end up really loving like everybody involved, the whole friend group.
Olivia Colman's in it. I just remembered that.
Yeah, she is. She plays Nick's mom.
I remember,
and she's great.
Whomst she is.
You would recognize her.
Oh, you love her. She's
Well,
the
then
stepmom.
apologies.
She's the stepmom in Fleabag, and she's also.
Freaking apologies. Oh yeah, I do love her.
Yeah, I told you.
Freaking
I told you
apologies.
you love her.
To the friggin' chef.
I just knew the moment you saw her face, you'd be like, "Oh, I love her."
I love her. You love her.
It's also not long. I mean, it's like way too short, actually, in my opinion. But it's like half-hour episodes, and they're
Like the actors or just the runtime? is way
Yeah,
too
all
short?
that's what all the people are too short. That's the first thing I thought.
Why would you? I started by saying it's not long. What do you mean?
That's what the
Yeah,
S
the actors
in
aren't long enough.
LGBTQIAS plus means. It's
Short. Yeah, the S.
It's for Short King.
I don't think they're particularly short. But no, they're like half-hour episodes, and I think there's like 7 of them. Is that possible?
8, I think.
8. Ben says there's 8.
I'm gonna tear that up.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm gonna tear it up.
You're gonna love it. Yeah, I think my favorite thing about it truly is the tone. Like as much as I never want to downplay like the challenges that queer youth deal with, like it is so nice and like such a welcome addition to like the whole like ecosystem of queer media to have a show that's just like Ian, you good? Okay, a really upbeat. There's just like a loud clattering from the bathroom. So just fully uplifting, just makes you happy type of show. Like
Yeah, I feel
nothing
like
to-
the whole like nerdy boy falling in love with like popular rugby star could be fall into a bunch of like tropey traps, and it really avoids them well.
Yeah,
That's
and
a relief.
And it's not
honestly.
even like there's not like homophobia is absent from the show. Like there's definitely like he definitely deals with homophobic kids. Like no adults, all of the adults are very like supportive and stuff, and that also kind of makes it feel safer, like there definitely is like stuff that he deals with and other characters deal with or have dealt with in the past, but it's not like rubbed in your face it's
It's not the point.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and the other thing I love about it, Kylie and I have talked about this because it's like, I think I already said that other thing was my favorite, but it's like another favorite thing of mine is that the, teen shows especially, I think, or like dramas that like of this style can fall into a lot of like very unrealistic sort of communication situations where like someone sees someone doing something, misinterprets it, and then there's like 2 episodes of angst where they're trying to figure out, or where they're
hate
like
that. So stressful.
or like somebody
That's
they
Kylie's
know
least favorite thing in any show.
I know
ever.
she's talked about it
Fucking
before.
hates dramatic irony.
There's
Or like really forced dramatic irony. Like
yeah, or like when someone like when you just know those times when you just know that like one conversation would solve this problem, but it gets dragged out for so long and causes so much pain. Like, there's none of that in this show. And every time you think they're about to do it to you, there's like a heartfelt conversation between two close friends.
Oh, good.
And it's just like dealt with. And yet there's still like, you know, conflict that exists, like, but it's in a loving way. Like, it's just so good. Everyone just please watch it. It's so good. That's it.
10-4.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm excited. I will watch it.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'll watch it like soon. I'll have watched it by this next podcast. I promise you this.
Sweet. There's also lesbians in it. Just to say, it's not just boys.
Just to sweeten the pot for you.
I feel like that may have been part of where Our Flag Means Death fell down on the job for you, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you know, lesbians would have sweetened the pot. That is true. But I do love a good gay boy romance. I do. I don't want anyone to think that I don't.
There's like a specific scene that I desperately want to talk to you about, Erin, but I don't want to spoil it, so I just watch it.
I will watch it. Okay. I promise you this.
Okay. I will watch it again.
This I promise you.
Also, I didn't say anything about the aesthetics of it, but they're really great and delightful. They take a lot of inspiration from the comic. From what I saw in the Rowan Ellis video, there are like entire shots that are crafted to look exactly like panels from the comic or from the graphic novel or the web, whatever you want to call it. But also, like when there are big feelings happening, even though it's a live action show, there will be like animations overlaid on it. Very
really
kind of subtle ones. It's very sweet and cute and well done. And also the lighting is amazing in so many scenes, like just great. So many great bisexual lighting scenes and other types of coloring as well. But the standout ones are bisexual lighting.
Love it. We love a good bisexual lighting.
Yeah, and then after you've watched that, watch the whole series on Netflix. I'll put a link in the description to the video that Rowan Ellis made about Heartstopper, which is also outstanding because she's she's always right there when I have a new queer obsession. She's either 1 week ahead of me or 1 week behind me with an hour-long video about it that I just cannot wait to watch. So
beautiful.
Yeah,
that's some synergy right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, what you said about the age-appropriate casting made me think. This morning, I woke up with I cannot tell you why, an urge to rewatch that, like, hour-long Jenny Nicholson YouTube video that totally just, like, absolutely roasts the Dear Evan Hansen movie. Which is a stunning display of just really inappropriate age casting.
Yeah, where she's cosplaying as Evan Hansen and she painted bags under her eyes. I love her.
So good. Where she hasn't made a video in a really long time.
She doesn't.
You know?
And then she'll just come out and there's like a 3 hour long fucking Vampire Diaries video that I've watched 3 times. I love her. I'll watch anything she makes. The BronyCon video was so good and so long. I'll just watch anything that she does. Her delivery is unmatched. Like her deadpan.
She just roasts. She roasts the Dear Evan Hansen video, and her tone is just that of just sheer exasperation the whole time. It's great.
I love her. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to say because I'm going to spoil it if I say more. So, Erin, what is your obsession?
Ooh, what is it? All right, my obsession is that I have, for reasons I will not go into, parted ways with my job by choice this week and am taking the summer off, unknown what that means or how long that will go on, but that is just my statement. And I have been obsessed with freaking just daydreaming about all the shit I want to get into this summer. Just absolutely. I've created this like list that is unintelligible to everybody except for me sometimes. And just like puttering about the house, and every time I just have like just brainstorming about like all the things I want to do, just like thinking about like, oh, what, all those days where I'm at work and it's a beautiful summer day, like what do I want to get into, and just like daydreaming about that. So my overarching goal for the summer is to be such a great house spouse that Molly doesn't want me to go back to work. I say that very tongue-in-cheek, and I tell her that. I say, I am going back to work, but I'm just, like, that's, like, the feeling. I want you to be like, oh, you know?
Like making her lunches every day and stuff.
Well, I've been noticing
making her lunches.
or like cocktail hours every night. Like,
yeah, cocktail hours, dinner, keeping things clean, just like, you know, it's like I realized,
Doing
especially
little projects and shit.
Little projects, just shining so bright. I just feel like I was realizing I was definitely hitting burnout at my last position, which is normal. It's not a reflection of the company at all necessarily, but just realizing I pour a lot of myself. I have the tendency to pour so much of myself into my job that I'm realizing how little has been left over now that I'm like, you know, I've only been out of it for a little bit, but just realizing like all of this energy that I have and I'm excited to apply to my home and personal life, and just feeling just excited about that. So I don't really have much other detail. More to come, I'm sure, as I just picked up some books again I haven't read in like months, and I started 2 books, probably an unwise move. Probably should do one at a time.
2 identical books,
but same book.
2 copies of the same book, and you're halfway through both of them.
That's right. I'm not making progress on these seltzers. What if I combine them?
Spill it all over your
You
desk.
said that like it'll be like a fun new combination.
I am spilling it all over myself. Well, then I won't have 2. I'll just have 1 again. Wow. Just really makes you think.
You could do that with the books.
Yeah.
Just smash them together. One, like alternate
should do
pages. Read one page and then
That's a...
yeah.
Hannah, they should pay you more.
Put that on, on your list.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, I've only been in this fun employment / sabbatical situation for 3 days now, but I've gotten a lot done, home and garden wise, and so I feel like I don't know, just excited for, you know, wanting to really balance a good mix of like doing things and resting and, you know, all that. So yeah,
so
not
jealous.
much more to add. Just been feeling excited about that. Grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. So shout out to Molly.
Shout out.
Who is my freaking breadwinner for the summer.
Bread maker.
No,
My
Erin's
bread
the bread
maker.
maker. I think
I'm their bread maker.
there's a strong.
She's bringing home the bacon and I'm cooking it.
I think that tendency to like want to be always doing the best you can at your job at the expense of a lot of other things runs strong in this family. Like I think a lot of us have that tendency. I've gotten better about like reminding myself that my life can't revolve around my job, but I used to be like for sure like very like anything for the cause type of employee, which is like great for my former employers, but it wasn't so great for me.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm definitely not a workaholic, but I do bring my like full self to my job. And so if things are rocky, I'm definitely affected by that very much.
Same.
What an amazing turn of events for you. I can't believe you just have the whole summer off, like just like that.
That's beautiful.
I love that for you.
It's beautiful. I don't know that I'll necessarily last the whole summer. But it's nice to have the option. So
I have a friend who got really fed up with his job towards the beginning of the pandemic. He was already fed up with it before, and then like the beginning of the pandemic was just like completely done with it and not in a great state mental health wise. So he just quit and took what he called a sabbatical for like 6 months, where he just lived off his savings, and he's in a much better place now and has a job he really likes, and he's doing a lot better. So
hell yeah.
I think it can really help if you can do it.
Yeah, I have a friend who was really inspired by, who did the same thing. He was working in tech, just not happy, and kind of realized that it wasn't really the job per se or whatever. So anyway, he quit. He took like a 9-month sabbatical, And then recently, you know, when he was ready to get back in the job market, it was really easy for him just because, you know, we're lucky to be in the tech sector and had his pick and hopped right back into it. So that kind of, you know, who knows? And it's looking like we might be in a little bit of a tech bubble. I'm trying not to freak out about that. But there are a lot of opportunities. And so I'm kind of softly networking in this time too. Like I want to keep networking. I just need to like recover from burnout first.
Yeah.
Because if I start thinking about my next gig, I'm just like, I already feel those stress feelings come back. And I'm like, okay, I just need to take some time to like flush and then think about what I want to do and hop back into it. So, which I think will be really exciting. I think I can find something I'll be really, truly excited about. So, yeah.
Yeah. You know, the people who I met today at the gift shop in town where I live, they bought that place like 5 or 6 years ago. They both were like working like office jobs and they were like burning out like crazy. And then they like met this woman at this gift shop and she was looking to sell. And so they sold their house and bought the gift shop, and they now like live on the 3rd floor of the gift shop. Like they just went all in
Wow.
on the place, which was crazy. But like sometimes you got to change. Sometimes you got to make a change.
Yeah. Whatever grinds your coffee is what I say.
That's right.
So yeah.
Nice. I'm going to call it fun employment sabbatical planning. Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Love it.
School's out for summer.
Congratulations to you.
I did that like on Wednesday. I have a whiteboard by my desk that had a bunch of work stuff on. I just erased it and wrote "School's out."
Hell yeah.
You know, the timing does really suck because, you know, I just got that treadmill desk. And I was really looking forward to.
Well, you could
you can
work on
find-
some personal projects or something that involve your desk.
That's totally right. And when I'm ready to start job searching in
Yeah.
earnest, I can.
You can
bust
work
out
on.
some-
You can use the treadmill desk to work on nameyourselfjame.com.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. I actually do need to fix the website. I just thought of that. As I was sitting down to record podcasts, I was like, oh, I wish I had my list up here. I should really carry it with me. I could be like Crazy Listly, like have it all folded up in my pocket. What was I going to say about that? Oh, I don't think I reported this back. My first full week using the treadmill desk, I walked 25 miles.
Whoa.
Holy
Isn't that
shit.
Crazy?
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I know, and I was gearing up for a great, like, I was like, let's see if I can beat that in the next week, and then it didn't happen. So,
You're going to get a lot of
Anyway,
steps
good
in, it
stuff.
sounds like.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Great job, Erin.
All right. That's all.
A great no job, Erin.
That's right.
All right, should we pop into Ben now?
What's going on, Ben?
What's up, Ben?
All right. I don't have much of an obsession per se. I just have a thing that's been happening to me for the past week. Which is that I got the COVID.
The COVID-19.
I got the COVID. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about having the COVID.
Yeah, tell us all
What
about
that
it.
was like.
I am very
So
curious.
I got it last Friday.
This is a recommendation podcast, so are you?
I'm gonna recommend not getting the COVID.
Okay.
Cool.
I got it. I had first started having symptoms last Friday, so it's been a week now. And I had been isolating since Wednesday because Kylie tested positive on Wednesday. She was mostly feeling like it was just kind of a bad cold. I got hit quite a bit harder. On that Friday, I had to stop working about halfway through the day because of like brain fog, which is not really. I guess it is like a known thing for COVID, but I didn't really know about it. And I also,
really?
Yeah, I think it is like a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure that was in a pre-existing condition for you.
Pretty sure, yeah. And it's funny, like I didn't realize how bad it had gotten until I woke up Wednesday and it was like mostly gone. And I was like, hold the fuck up. I wasn't really like awake for the past 4 days. Like,
Oh my
it was
God.
weird to like wake up and my head was clear. And I was like, wait a second. this is what it normally feels like. What have I been feeling for
Oh my god.
the past weekend now? So it was like Friday was, started to get like sore throat, headache, coughing a little bit, the brain fog. And then Saturday I woke up and felt like I'd been hit by a truck. Like all parts of me were achy. I was very tired. The brain fog was extreme. I got a fever, so I was getting, which is my least favorite thing ever, getting a fever because
I love them.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I love them. Actually, I decided. I love getting hot and then cold and then hot and then cold. It's really fun.
Ooh.
It's cool.
Wait,
You know
hold
why
on.
you feel cold when you get a fever?
Okay, actually, a sidebar. What is everyone's actual least favorite like symptom of being sick? Like Ian's is puking. Like he can't think of anything worse than throwing up. Is yours fevers, Ben?
Yeah, probably.
Probably dying for me.
Fever or like the just overall body aches. that
Oh,
you get.
body aches. Ugh.
Especially like my elbows and knees really hurt a lot all week.
I think my least favorite is congestion, but like extreme
Really?
congestion. Yeah, I would take
I don't find it
a
that bad.
stomach bug. I would take a stomach bug, like a few day stomach bug, over being congested for a week severely. Ian just
I
shook
feel
his
like
head at me.
I'm somewhat used to congestion because my allergies are really bad in the basically from like May until October. I'm congested a lot of the time, so I don't mind it that much. But yeah, it does suck. It's like annoying.
Annoying. How long did your fever last?
4 days.
Oof.
Ugh. You were about to ask us if we know why you get cold.
Oh
when you get a
yeah,
fever.
like why you get shivers and chills, and I believe it's because I think I heard this on a Sawbones episode, which is why I trust it. That like the reason you get shivers when you're like just like in a cold place is because your body is like, hey, it's cold, I want to warm up now, and so it's literally shaking to warm up, which is already kind of weird that your body's like, this will work, but and it does also. And so when you get a fever is your body like raising your set point basically to try and like burn out viruses and shit. And so like when you're starting to get a fever, your body's like, I want to be at 101 degrees, and you're like at like 99, so it's like, I gotta warm up, and so it shakes you, and like you have that feeling normally when you're cold, so it like reminds you of being cold. And that's also, I think, the reason why it's like you oscillate between hot and cold, because it's like you heat up and then your body's like, oh, we hit the set point, stop now. And then you're hot now and you get hot, but then your body like naturally cools down on its own, and it goes back and forth. And
also probably because you thought you were shivering because you were feeling cold, so you like layered all kinds of blankets on you and stuff.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
So how high did your fever get?
102, I think, was the peak. I was mostly sitting at like a little under 101 for those.
I think I find it really hard to stay awake when I have a fever.
Low and slow.
Yeah, it was a low grade fever, but it was there for a long time.
That's also true of a lot. Like the average fever temperature with COVID is like less than 100 degrees. Just shy of 100 degrees. But
That's where I was at.
Did you take Profen?
Profen?
Ibuprofen?
Oh, I took
Take Profen?
No, I took Dayquil. Dayquil was my saving grace.
When you're in a household full of two ladies who menstruate, you can have shorthand for ibuprofen. Got that prof. And you each have a bottle on your nightstand.
okay? For prophylactic reasons. Not
Prophylactic just means prevention. It doesn't have to mean
prevention
sex related.
of cramps. Right. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. All right, nerds.
Checkmate, nerds.
Okay, the technicality.
What else did you go through, Ben?
I woke up. I couldn't like sleep in at all, which really sucked. And that was mostly because of my gums hurting, which is not a COVID thing. It's a me thing whenever I get sick.
Have you asked a doctor about that?
No.
Ben?
It's like a thing that happens to some people. I've looked it up.
Could you just mention it to your doctor?
I could. I guess I could. I don't really see the point. It happens and it stops. It's whatever. It's actually a little helpful for knowing that I'm getting sick, because it's often the first thing that happens. Like on Thursday night last week, I was like, my gums feel a little sore. And then Kylie was like, oh no, you got it. And then like the next day I woke up with symptoms.
You're like, it's like the canary in the coal mine.
Yes, it is. And because of that,
your mouth.
I would like wake up, and honestly, the shittiest part was like Dayquil was very helpful, obviously, for dealing with symptoms, because it's mostly just cold and flu-like symptoms. But then like you take Dayquil at like 10 a.m. and it lasts for like 6 hours or so, and then you have this awkward evening where you don't want to take another Dayquil because you want to take NyQuil to sleep. And I was just like in hell. I was like in fever land. My entire body was sore. I was so tired. My brain was incredibly foggy. I couldn't like focus on anything. And then I took the NyQuil and it was like, yes, I can take the NyQuil. I finally got to like 10 and I was like, yes, I can finally take NyQuil and then I can sleep. But then I would wake up in the same state, basically. So like waking up in the evenings were the worst whenever my NyQuil or Dayquil wasn't active. But then by Wednesday, like I said, I woke up in my head. That was when I realized the extent of the head fogginess, because I had cleared up and I like was able to think in the morning. But at that point, it kind of just felt like a cold to me. I was just kind of congested and coughing. I've been coughing still. I've mostly been muting myself while we've been recording. A couple I've missed, but so I still have a cough, and apparently the cough can last for a very long time potentially.
Coughs do that though.
That's true.
Coughs really do that.
So like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I've been mostly free of my other symptoms. Like my fever broke after Tuesday was the last day of having a fever, and I am not as like achy or anything. But I've just been like really, really, really exhausted. Like I can't really get to noon without having to take a nap for like at least 2 hours every day.
Wow.
Every day since the symptoms have kind of stopped. So like today I slept from like 11 to 1 and then again from like 3 to 4. I've just been like,
damn.
It's been nap city. And I think it's just like my body is really tired from dealing with that bullshit. And so it's like, hey motherfucker, sleep a lot. So I haven't worked all week.
Yeah, because it was like really busy fighting virus while you were sleeping, and now it wants to actually rest. That's my theory, and I am a doctor. So
yeah, and I also am a doctor, and I think I concur with that opinion. I mean, the good thing was while my Dayquil and NyQuil were active, I was able to finish Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh,
that was great because that game is fucking awesome. I did all the side quests. I collected all the stuff, well, most of the stuff, and I'm really sad that there's not more to do because I just still have the urge to play the game, but then I like turned it on and I did everything. So it's like, I don't know. But they set up for the third one because it's a trilogy, and so I'm really excited for that. Also excited for DLC if DLC comes out, which it probably will because it did for the first game. But yeah, so had the COVID and it sucks. Keep trying not to get it, folks. It's I think I also I forget if I said this already, but I think part of why it was really bad for me, and I think it was not as bad for Kylie, but it was still pretty bad, was that we had the Johnson & Johnson vaccine initially, and that was like over a year ago now, and then we had one mRNA booster 6 months ago, which is like the equivalent of like half of a regular dose of one of the mRNA boosters. So I don't feel like we were as protected as we could have been. So I would say get your boosters if you haven't yet for some reason. And
I'd like to get my second
as soon as you're eligible, get your second one.
Yeah.
Because that extra bit of protection, I think, would have been nice during this time.
Boosted.
I would also like to point out that one interesting side effect of COVID that I haven't seen mentioned anywhere else that I observed in Ben is that it makes you really fucking good at Wordle.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Of the 5 days
I got like all of them in 2.
Look, I just did the math, okay? You said you got 5 days that you had brain fog, Friday through Tuesday.
Yeah.
You got your Wordle in 2 on 3 of those days.
Holy
and
shit.
3
days than not.
on the other day, I think. On one of the other days.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so
That's
keep
crazy.
an eye out for that.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe Wordle applies to like first thought, best thought.
Yeah,
you
one
know?
time
I think it kind of was that. I was just
Yeah.
like, I was really
Yeah.
just sending it.
Yeah,
I was like,
what-
fucking.
yeah.
one time
Go for
there's
it.
one, it's like way back, but there was one night when it was like I got really I got too high. Like one night, like I didn't mean to. I think it was a weeknight. I just like some days you take an edible and it just hits different, you know. And like
Weed night.
and so I did that, and then I realized as I was going to bed that it was literally 12:01, and I was like, "What the hell? I'll do the Wordle," and I got it in 2, and then I like replied and was like, "I'm so fucking high right now."
Boom. I missed that. That's amazing.
I will say, fortunately, I haven't had any loss of taste or smell.
That is good.
Which
Okay.
I'm very happy about, because I really didn't. That was like one of the long-term side effects of COVID that I really, really was wanting to avoid. As you might imagine,
Yeah.
it's
And
nice
death.
to taste things.
Yeah, death also.
Yeah, I consider that a main effect, not a side effect.
Okay. Well, it's a long term.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. I did want to
So-
avoid the death.
Man, speaking of fever symptoms, like I am excited to get the booster and we'll get it as soon as possible, but I'm pretty sure I will always get the full body muscle aches and fever symptoms for an entire day every time I get boosted.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which again, absolutely worth it, but it will happen to me.
I don't know anyone who, like in my personal life, who had a strong reaction to the first or second shot that hasn't had the same reaction to the boosters, which honestly is probably good. Me, like, I'd get them every week if they told me to. I get a sore arm, full stop. That's it.
Man. How nice for you. I just, it's so uncomfortable. Just feel like absolute shit. Like, I don't, like, you can't even touch me, I feel like.
Yeah,
shit.
Ian gets it pretty bad too.
Oh, yeah, he really does.
He's like always ends up on the floor the day
Mine
after.
weren't really bad. In fact, I think I didn't have like any reaction to the booster. I had to take a day off work for the initial shot, but I don't think I did for the booster.
My friends recently got COVID, and except for like one person in the family, like everybody, which I'm like,
Wow.
oh, he needs to go get studied
Yeah.
by like you know, I'm sure one of our local people, because they're wanting to take a look at the people who are surrounded by people who got COVID but don't, to try to find.
Well, you know, I don't know if I mentioned this to
Community.
anybody, but so another thing we didn't mention is between the event that Kylie went to on Thursday, where we think she caught it, and when she tested positive, Ben and Kylie were at our house with us and my parents. And
Oh yeah, and Kylie was starting to get her symptoms then.
yeah, she had woken up that morning not feeling well, and she'd taken a rapid and tested negative, and it was like she wasn't feeling bad. She just had like a kind of a dry throat, which happens to a lot of people on a lot of mornings, including her. So she came anyway. And granted, we spent a lot of that day outside because it was like the yard work the yard work party, which was really wonderful, and I really appreciate. Big shout out to everybody who was
Yeah, it
out
was
there
fun.
helping us. And it was a huge motivator to help us like start dealing with our yard. It was very motivating, but and fun. But yeah, so she was like really worried that she gave it to any of us, and we all tested negative. And like my working theory is that she was not contagious yet. However, Ian did get that COVID toast thing. Have you guys heard about
What?
that?
What?
No.
I think it's basically the same thing as something called chilblains, which probably don't Google because it looks kind of gross. His toes don't look like super gross, but it's basically like some people. Okay, actually, there's not a documented, like science doesn't know if there's an actual correlation between COVID and COVID toes yet, but they noticed around the beginning of the pandemic.
It's right in the name. Science can't argue with that.
But they noticed around the beginning of the pandemic that a lot of people, like usually chilblains are something that really only happens in the colder months to people, and it's like sort of like very minor frostbite. It's like if you go out and walk outside in flip-flops and it's like below freezing and you're for too long, then you'll get like these weird spots on your toes that are tender and swollen and red. But that was happening.
Chilblains sounds like a Batman villain.
It's like a surfer
Continue.
dude with ice powers. That's what it sounds like.
Julian!
But
I am the ice.
around the time
Sorry,
that COVID
continue.
started taking off, doctors were also seeing a weird off-season uptick in people showing up with these things on their toes. And so there's like a lot of theorizing around it and research about it, but it's not like for sure related. However, like the working theory is that it has to do with someone who had like a strong immune reaction to being exposed to COVID. So a lot of times people who have had an exposure will
interesting.
have this happen with their toes, but they never will test positive. So maybe he got just enough and his body was like able to fight it off that he got this toe thing, but nothing else. But like all of us, none of us ever tested positive. And Ian, at this point, he got his PCR test results back today too, because we have his family coming this weekend, so we didn't want to take any chances. And yeah, we all were fine, fortunately.
Wow.
But yeah,
really
it's weird,
interesting.
right?
I mean, you guys have had you two. Oh no, Ian had Johnson & Johnson, didn't he?
He did, and he's only had one booster.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't, if it wasn't for his toes, I would feel 100% certain that she wasn't contagious yet when she came here. But I don't know. Who knows?
That's the weirdest sentence I've ever heard in my life.
Ben had that thing happen to him again, though, where he tested negative on a PCR and positive on a rapid.
In the
before
same
he
day.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't. But then the next day I tested positive on PCR. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, but it was, which is actually really good because so I was very aggressive about trying to get a positive PCR test for both of us because the silver lining in all of this is that we are doing international travel twice this summer. We're going to Canada at the end of the month, and we're going to Scotland in June. And
cool.
it's kind of a pain in the ass to travel internationally right now, as you can imagine. The main reason being the U.S. for re-entry requires a negative COVID test no more than 24 hours before your departure time. Which means like while you're in a foreign country, you have to figure out where to get a COVID test so that you can have a negative test to come back. However, if you have a positive test from no more than 90 days prior and a note from your doctor saying you're clear to travel, you don't need that at all. So the silver lining is that our positive test basically covers us for these 2 international trips.
Wow. How does that make sense?
Because if you've had COVID, then you're not like you won't spread it.
Only you probably can with some of these variants. Like there are people getting reinfected after like a couple weeks. But I'm not saying don't use the advantage you have. Like definitely do.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome then.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
I just remembered you guys were talking about getting your boosters, your second boosters, when you were at our house, and then nature gave them to you.
Yeah.
But you can't, because you're not 50.
I know.
Unless happy birthday. Unless I missed your birthday.
No, I'm just hoping they make it more available soon.
Look, no,
Especially
they
for-
can.
well, with
For
Johnson-
J&J, you can. Anybody can
Oh,
get
you
their
can?
second one if they got J&J
Oh,
for
really?
their first. Yep.
That was like they just did that recently, right?
Maybe you get those too.
I don't think you can get it if you had COVID recently.
No, but you should
I
get
don't
it when
know
you
why,
can.
but I think I think there is like a window after which you have COVID where you're not supposed to get the vaccine. Maybe it's just because your antibodies are so high anyway. There's no point.
But it's definitely
so-
not as lasting as vaccine immunity. I've had someone explain
Yeah, that's
this.
why the limit's 90 days.
Yeah. It's like...
But
it's-
that's fortunate. Like that's the whole summer basically. It's like till August.
Boom. Boom.
It's like the things that... The spike proteins are like a claw, and in order to attach to your cells, they have to open up, and that's like how they attach, right? But then... I'm doing hand puppets. But and so natural immunity only kicks in, like only starts kicking in when it's already open and attached, because that's when it knows something is wrong. But the vaccine, the mRNA vaccines, they teach your body to detect the closed claw. So like before it attaches. So that's why it's longer lasting and can like minimize the severity and or make it never even make you sick. If you're not
Cool.
Ben. So
If you're not Ben.
So,
Yeah, I have a
I'm
weak
glad you're
body.
feeling better, Ben. Another thing you had to endure during that time was me tagging you on Slack every day to ask how you were feeling.
Hey, I appreciated that. Nothing wrong with that.
Another thing that you had to endure was a sister who cares.
Yeah. The worst thing of all.
That's right. All right.
All right, let's do homework. I gotta pee, but I'm gonna try to time it so that I get back in time to give my homework.
Oh,
Wow.
Ready, go.
okay. But you're second. All right. My homework is, please, for the love of God, go watch Heartstopper if you haven't. Big shout out to Sam for reading my mind on that one. And then after you have watched all of Heartstopper at least once, please feel free to watch it more than once on my account. And then go watch the Rowan Ellis video that'll be linked in the description, which is called, hold on, please, buying time for
weird
Erin.
name.
Heartstopper, the future of queer teen TV. And it's so sweet and wonderful. You're going to love it. You're just going to love it. Just watch it.
Wow, she pulled it off.
Amazing. Okay. Erin, what's your home? Oh, my Twitter.
What are your socials?
My Twitter and
gotta pee twice.
Instagram is Anthropology. I'm on TikTok at Hannah and her cats. And also big shout out to Ben's friend Jonathan, because apparently Kylie passed along that, I know he doesn't listen to this podcast, but apparently Kylie passed along that I was loving Heartstopper, and he was like tweeting at me about it because he was so excited.
Yeah, he's very excited.
Yeah.
It's Hollow Taco all over again.
Yeah, that's right. Erin, what's your obsession? No, what's your homework?
Yo. Do you want me to just run through my obsession again? I guess my homework is to
Quit your job.
That's not my homework. My homework is, if you're able to and you need some space, take the space you need from your job. But I guess my homework is to plan out a great summer, whether you're working or not. It's always a good idea to brainstorm things that you would like to do with your life and manifest it as best as possible with whatever you're able to do, time or money wise. Well, that's great. Do that. That's my homework.
Hell yeah.
Let me know what I should do with my summer off. And if you are hiring an Elixir developer, hit me up.
Write in what Erin should do. With
Yeah, send an email.
the summer off.
Let me know.
Okay. Ben, what's your homework?
Don't get COVID. Get the vaccine. Get the booster. Wear your masks, idiots. Don't get the disease.
I mean, and the other thing I'll say is, I know you blame Johnson & Johnson, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but it's also very possible, especially if you're not up on your boosters, for anybody who's gotten the vaccine to get COVID, and that's part of it.
Yes.
The vaccine is not 100% effective at keeping you from getting COVID. So my reminder to you guys is masks are still really good. N95s especially are still a really good thing, and you can still wear them in public no matter how people look at you about it. And just don't think it's, I'd love to think it's over, but it's not. So, just keep being careful.
Keep being careful.
Yep.
But live your life a little.
Yeah, I mean, I say that as someone who's traveled to first another state, then another country in the last 2 months, which I was like cracking up at the idea that I could travel to Savannah and then to Cancun for a week and then get COVID from one day hanging out with family at my house. But you never.
That's how it be.
Yeah, that's how it be. All right, so finally and importantly, if you have an obsession, if you watch Heartstopper this week and you just want to talk about it and you don't want to have to type out an email about it, but you want to talk all about it to us, leave us a voicemail at our phone number or text us at 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
We're on Twitter at 2BroadPod. We're on Instagram at way2broad. And hey, if ever there's not an episode out a certain week, maybe I did it on purpose, maybe I didn't. You also, as a listener, can tweet at us about it, and I'll see that, and maybe I'll go and check what the fuck Libsyn is doing. So feel free to do that.
Notice she said maybe I'll go
Maybe.
check. She still has the right to do whatever the fuck she wants.
That's right. We're on Instagram at way2broad. You can email us way2broad@gmail.com. And if you missed any of the contact information or looking for the topic index or anything like that, it's all at our website, waytoobroad.com or waytoobod.com or nameyourselfjame.com for anything you want. Didn't you also buy nameyourselfjameegan.com?
Mm-hmm. I sure did. Yep. I can go there right now.
For anything you want. Earnben.com for anything you need. maxfun.org for a sweet pup on a boat. Download Friends of the Chaos's music on Bandcamp, friendsofthechaos.bandcamp.com. You can get our track there, which is our opening and closing music, and all kinds of other great music they have made. And that's it. So thanks for listening. We love you. And the podcast candle, brand new podcast candle this week.
Ah, wow. I smell it. It smells great.
Yeah, it does smell great. Thank you for noticing.
What's the flavor?
It's turned away from me.
What's the nose
Sugared
flavor?
lemon zest.
Oh,
that's nice.
Damn.
It suits.
Oh,
Suits the
fuck.
drink.
I mean,
and everything.
it smells nice is what I meant. I didn't mean that it sounds nice. I meant it smells really good. I could tell that was lemon.
What's the ear flavor?
Lemon.
Just kidding. Let's roll
The
out of here.
podcast candle, which is sugared lemon zest scented this week, is now extinguished.
Bye.
I can't snap, so I clapped.
I'm sorry.
That'll work.
What?
Can't do
Why
it.
can't you snap?
Why can't I snap? I don't know. Why can't you not get COVID?
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
So mean.
Yes. Coming in for the kill.